All right, let's dive into something that impacts every single one of us. How the food on our plate can be this incredibly powerful tool for protecting our most vital organs. We're talking the heart, liver, and kidneys.
I want to start with just one number, 80%. Any guesses what this represents? It's a huge figure, and you know what? It points directly to the power of the choices we make every day.
That's right. A staggering 80% of heart disease cases can be prevented. This isn't about some pre-written destiny. It's about the food we eat and the lives we lead. And that's exactly the power we're going to unpack right now.
So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with why nutrition is so darn critical in the first place. Then, we'll get into the specifics. The best foods for your liver, then your kidneys, and of course your heart. And we'll wrap it all up with some golden rules to make it all stick. Okay, first things first, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. Eating a diet that's packed with nutrients isn't just about feeling good in general. It's about actively supporting and protecting the organs that are working around the clock for us every single day.
I mean, think of it like a perfectly tuned engine. It's this beautiful chain reaction, right? A diet that's good for your heart improves blood flow, which in turn helps your kidneys filter out waste. And a happy liver can detoxify your system way better, which takes a huge burden off your heart. See? It's all connected. One good choice creates this amazing ripple effect of benefits.
First up, let's talk about the liver. You can think of it as your body's silent, hard-working hero. This detox defender, constantly running cleanup programs in the background without you even knowing it. Its main gig is to filter all the blood coming from your digestive system before it goes anywhere else in your body. It neutralizes chemicals, processes medications. It's basically the ultimate gatekeeper for our health. So, how do we give this vital organ a helping hand? Well, here are some of its biggest allies. We're going to zoom in on a couple of these, and we'll start with one that might actually surprise you.
Okay, here's another powerful number for you, 70%. We're talking about a massive potential drop in risk, and it's linked to a very, very popular morning ritual.
Yep, coffee. Research shows that your daily cup does way more than just wake you up. It actually seems to fight off harmful enzymes in the liver, which reduces inflammation and scarring. It offers some seriously incredible protection.
And this is a perfect example of how another super simple food, oatmeal, can help in so many ways. It's not just one thing. The fiber helps with the whole detox process. It can actually reduce fat buildup in the liver, and by lowering cholesterol, it takes a huge amount of work off the liver's plate.
All right, next up, the kidneys. If the liver is the detox defender, then you got to think of the kidneys as the body's master filtration system. They're quietly managing waste and keeping all our internal chemistry in perfect balance.
Get this, every single day, your kidneys process about 200 quarts of blood just to sift out about 2 quarts of waste and extra water. That's an incredible amount of work, so giving them the right fuel is absolutely essential.
So what do the kidneys love? They really thrive on things that are low in potassium, like red bell peppers, cabbage, and cauliflower. These foods are packed with antioxidants and vitamins, but are still super gentle on the kidneys. But, and this is really important, when it comes to kidney health, there's a crucial distinction we have to make. So here's the deal, and it's super important. What's healthy for most people might not be for someone with kidney issues. Foods that are rich in potassium and phosphorus, think bananas or spinach, are fantastic for most of us. But for someone with existing kidney disease, those can actually be harmful. The takeaway here is crystal clear. You have to get personalized medical advice. It's just not negotiable.
Now, let's turn our attention to the engine of it all, the heart. Everything we've just talked about, clean blood from the liver, balanced fluids from the kidneys, it all comes together to support this one powerhouse.
Looking at this list, we see all these wonderful foods full of antioxidants, fiber, and healthy fats. And hey, do you notice a familiar face on there? We'll come back to that in a second. First, let's talk about fatty fish.
50%. This number represents a huge drop in risk for a very specific and very serious heart-related event.
That's right. The omega-3 fatty acids you find in fish like salmon are linked to a 50% lower risk of primary cardiac arrest. This is just a perfect example of how specific nutrients in our food can have these profound, literally life-saving effects.
Okay, so we've looked at foods for the liver, foods for the kidneys, and foods for the heart. Did you happen to spot the one ingredient that made an appearance on every single list?
It's garlic. This humble little ingredient is a true powerhouse.
It helps activate liver enzymes, its anti-inflammatory properties are great for the kidneys, and it helps lower blood pressure and fight arterial plaque. You know, the gunk that can clog up your arteries. It really is a triple threat superfood.
And that brings us to our final section. Now that we've covered a bunch of foods to eat, let's bring it all home with some simple, unifying principles for what to limit and how to live for the best possible organ health.
Because what we avoid is just as important as what we eat. High-sodium foods put a ton of strain on both the heart and kidneys, basically forcing them to work overtime. Sugary drinks are a fast track to fatty liver disease, processed meats can fuel inflammation all over your body, and too much alcohol is a direct toxin to the liver that also jacks up your blood pressure.
And of course, diet is a huge piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole story. These lifestyle habits work together with good nutrition. Staying hydrated is so key for kidney function. Getting active boosts circulation for your heart. And regular checkups, they help you catch any potential issues before they become big problems.
So we end right back where we started. That 80% figure isn't meant to be scary. It's meant to be empowering. It shows that small, consistent changes can have a massive, massive impact. The power is truly on your plate. So I'll just leave you with this question. What's the one small, simple change you'll start with today?